What if I'm old and I can't get my foot up there? And you don't get to do that move. Just another thing about getting old. Can I help myself? Yes. Yes. But what's he doing and what am I doing to stop it? Right? If I'm up here trying to stop it, and then I go, you know what, I don't want to stop it anymore, I'm going to do that, it may not be worth it. So you've got to decide. You've got to decide. If this isn't as big a threat as it needs to be, and I got opportunities, then yeah, you got opportunities. So nothing wrong with that. Second question, it's easier to choke if we fall to the side where the arms are around the neck. So should we make the guy fall that way? Yes. Yes, obviously easier is better. So if you have control of the fight and can dictate which way you're going, then go that way. Yes. What else? Anything else? All right, let's talk a little bit and then we'll do some more movements. So, a couple of minutes ago, Will jumped me in the back alley, right? And there's nowhere for me to go. Fight's on. I could not escape. We start going at it. I get a hold of Will. Will sleeps. That's his fault. He started it. I didn't have any way out of it. I got a hold of him. He's out. That's his fault. If I laid Will here and said, hey, Will, turn some music on. We'll be back in a little while. And he drifted off to sleep listening to the music. And I came in and put something over his mouth, he'd wake up. He goes to sleep voluntarily, he'll wake up voluntarily. If I choke him to sleep and then do something to him while he's asleep, he won't wake up. So if I put something over his mouth while he's asleep, he won't wake up. He'll suffocate. So when he is unconscious, he's completely helpless. If I hold the choke, say a minute, 2 minutes, he's going to die. 100% guarantee he's going to die. You are going to kill him, without a doubt. But we've been choking each other since as long as man's been alive. When they were building the pyramids, they were choking each other. We didn't just invent this thing. It's been around forever. As far as we can tell, in the annals of history, if I choke him and he sleeps and I let him go, he will wake back up. If I choke him, he sleeps, and I keep choking him, there's a gray area. And I don't know what's going to happen to him. Basically, I'm causing a stroke. I'm stopping the blood from flowing through the brain. And bad things are going to happen to him. Here's death. Here's nothing. Somewhere in between, I'm doing some type of damage. And I don't know when it's going to be permanent or not. So I got to take this a little more seriously. Because he is completely helpless, I am now responsible for him. So after I choke him and he's sleeping, I'm going to lay him down in such a fashion that he can still breathe. If he's breathing, he's good. And now I decide whether I'm going to stay or whether I'm going to go. They said, we're in a back alley and he jumped on me, I'm getting the hell out of here. I'll call somebody later. But he's breathing, I'm out. I throw him up face down in a mud puddle, he's going to drown. But he's breathing, he's good to go. He'll wake back up again. Same thing when I'm training in class. Like I said, if they're breathing, they're okay. If they're not breathing, I got to get them breathing. And the first way you get them breathing is lay them down and tilt their chin up to open the airway out. And if the chest is rising and falling, you're good to go. If the chest isn't rising and falling, I got to figure out why. And if there's something wrong with the airway, I got to fix it. I've had guys swallow their tongue before and have to open their mouth and get it rolling. But that's as far as I've ever had to go. Now, me and Will are fighting. And then all of a sudden, falls over. He's like a limp rag. It's like I ripped his spine out. It's very traumatic sometimes. He's completely helpless. Hell, you just put him to sleep, which is what you were trying to do, and you succeeded. Now you need to be responsible for him. So if you jump up in the air and run around and go, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Nothing's going to happen. You can do that, right? Especially if we're all in here, because we'll all have a good laugh at it. But otherwise, you need to take care of him and be responsible for him. Like I said, if he's breathing, you don't have to do nothing. Just let him sit there. Catch your breath, he'll wake up. But if you have to do something, I'm going to go to his feet, and I'm going to raise his feet up, and more blood now is going to flow back up to the upper body, and he'll wake up a little bit faster. You used to watch the old judo films, and they'd sit the guy up, crack him in the back, and do these manipulations. And the idea behind that was to get the nerves stimulated and fire everything up and wake him back up again. Then Will wakes up and he's like, oh man, that choke you put me in was so cool. It's like, yeah, but the choke doesn't do anything. It's all the stuff I did to wake you up. So we don't need to be doing any of that stuff. Like I said, just concentrate on the breathing. Questions? Cannot emphasize enough. You are responsible once you take this action on this guy, so be careful. Up to the point where he loses consciousness, your fight, and hopefully you're in a fight that you tried to get out of. Like I said, the responsibility is on him now. But once he's unconscious, the responsibility shifts on you. Your actions now become very important, so be careful.